Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Solar Systems, where we help you understand the system your soul goes into. And today we're going to be talking about your Jupiter in Pisces placement. Alright guys, you know the drill. Before we actually break it down and really start getting into it, we have to break down each individual aspect of this placement, and then we can bring it back together and show you how it works, how it applies to you, as well as how you can use this energy to your advantage. So, Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of expansion through experience, philosophy, higher learning, and basically anything that actually gets you to want more and more and more, and just being like, what happens next over and over and over again, till you reach the endless ends, because when you get more answers and more knowledge of what's going on, there is no ledge to knowledge, and once you have more answers, you have more questions, right? So this is the Jupiter experience of the endless expansion into a space that you really enjoy and want to know more about, to the point that you can actually understand it, overstand it, and get the whole totality of an experience. So Jupiter is akin to the 9th house, 12th house, as well as the 4th house, right? All of these feely signs. So Jupiter enjoys these planets, right? It enjoys Cancer, Pisces, as well as Sagittarius. So with that being the case, and this being one of the signs that we're actually going to be talking about today in conjunction with Jupiter, before we get into that and segue all the way over into Jupiter and Pisces itself, let's talk a little bit about Jupiter and Zeus. Because we all know that Zeus is the actual Greek god that stems off the energy of Jupiter and has a lot of stories that go along with it, being the essential leader and king of our local star system. So there's one famous story that always sticks out with Zeus, right? Zeus, Sparta, the queen of Sparta, and the constellation of Cygnus, the Swan constellation. So with this story, right, for those of you who know, Zeus had an affinity for the queen of Sparta, and through doing this, it was trying to woo her, right? However, it didn't work until Zeus decided to magically take the form of the swan, which was beautiful. The queen of Sparta loved this swan, and then once it actually drew the queen of Sparta in with its beauty, it expanded and it took the vessel of the queen's husband at the time and fooled her into having a baby, which gave birth to the constellation that Jupiter doesn't like, the Gemini twins. It gave birth to Pollux and whatever the hell its other name is. So with this being the case, the swan actually ended up living amongst the stars and being the Cygnus constellation, right? Which leads us into where it currently is, the space of the 12th house, aka Pisces. Now, let's get into Pisces. So, Pisces is another twin. It's the twin fish. It is the mutable water sign, which means it's adaptable and changeable to different ways of feeling and adding emotion to things. This fish can keep its vibes up and keep its home, and it can also have its separated twin swim down to anywhere it wants, which allows Pisces to keep its vibes up, at 'em, and going with the flow, because while it may have a lot of challenges that come towards it, it can always adapt itself and sever its other half to do its dirty work or missions or whatever it needs to do, while the other half can do its enjoyable higher echelon work and actually enjoy itself, right? So with this being the case, Pisces is that dreamy sign. Pisces is that capable sign. Pisces was born from the 12th house. It is the house that is correlated to your foot chakra or your actual root chakra, and is a very advanced sign in this realm. However, in the spirit realm, it is just starting out in the space that you go through when you're going with the flow and adapting to the universe around you, right? So with that being the case, Pisces is a very enjoyable sign to have. It's a very uplifting sign, and with this being the baby of the star system's energy, it sort of allows the universe to just take care of you in whatever placement you have it in. Because if it's not Jupiter, Neptune, or your south node, it's not going to be a very enjoyable sign to have. Although the sun is kind of fun, the moon's kind of fun, and it does okay there, it rather would be in Jupiter, Neptune, or especially Venus. So now that we have all that out of the way, let's actually bring this energy together and really start getting into Jupiter and Pisces, which is a very amazing sign. It's a beautiful sign to have, and as you may know, if you're actually living in these times around 2022 or way back in 2010, you may have already experienced Jupiter in Pisces, where people sort of don't really give a shit, for lack of a better term, you know what I'm saying? Because Jupiter in Pisces always has you sitting back, waiting, and sort of just seeing where the vibes take you. This is a beautiful experience to have. It's a great experience, unless you don't actually have anything to do. Then it kind of sucks. But Jupiter in Pisces puts you in a space that's sort of similar to being an air sign, where you're just always stumbling into shit. Whether it is good or bad, you are always sort of stumbling upwards into opportunities. because Jupiter in Pisces is a very, very unique sign that a lot of people don't understand unless they have this energy. Because you can be a Jupiter in Pisces person that doesn't enjoy anything. When you truly find something and you find something that you actually want to stick with and ride that wave, there is nothing that ever compares to that feeling. This is why Jupiter in Pisces is a very powerful sign, because it puts you in a space of having a unique feeling that actually pushes you to chase and learn something as far as you can possibly go with it. Because this is essentially the sign that allows the universal flows to naturally flow through your curiosity and desire for expansion. So with this being the actual energy of expansion that the planet likes and naturally enjoys, you feel at home whenever you find a thing that you want to expand into. And as mentioned, nothing really compares to that feeling that will push you in that direction. Because not only does it set you up for success, it puts you on a wave that you can ride where you can experience whatever you're trying to experience to the nth degree and basically have all the energy in the world to do it. It is quite unique in that aspect because you don't exactly know what you're doing while you're doing it. But it's sort of like you're recognizing that you are a conduit for a certain experience because, as I mentioned, any planet that actually likes Pisces and does well with Pisces, whenever you're using that planet, you're automatically put into this subconscious awareness of whatever you're doing, and you recognize that you are a mere vessel for the experience to happen, which is quite unique because when you're going through this, these experiences are speaking directly to your own personal aspect of your subconscious, which is the unique part of yourself that connects to the collective conscious, which is the realm that we are all collectively conscious of, not the singular being that would make us a unified soul, which part of us are. However, there would be no individual perspective without that, so you can argue your socks off with this, but Jupiter in Pisces. So what I was kind of saying with that is, with this unique aspect of these people going through experiences of expansion, that sort of subconscious connection to the universe as well as their individual experience of this thing they're going through, it's quite interesting because it puts you in this space of muscle memory whenever you try to repeat a certain thing. It won't necessarily feel the same, but if you find a feeling that is similar to that and it sort of leads you down that direction, you'll be able to actually rectify and copy whatever you were doing in that moment, which puts you in a unique position to basically preach to the choir in regards to whenever you want to learn something and you want to learn it at its best, just have fun, which is what's great about these people. Because they're always down for whatever, and they are perfect at merging their individuality with whatever situation they're going through. Because whatever they have to do to get the job done and actually go through with this experience as seamlessly as possible. These people are quite natural at adapting, and these people are always quite curious when there are new feelings that they can actually experience. Because if they're in a space or a social situation where they have all of these new feelings to experience, that in itself is a situation that would pique their curiosity, because Jupiter in Pisces is that sign that is so adaptable to the emotions and the seed that they're experiencing, which is very, very unique because these people just know how to sink themselves in a situation and merge their own personal curiosity, which is their individuality at the end of the day. This allows people to push their individuality into a space where not only are they able to separate a certain aspects of themselves for crappy situations that they don't really want to enjoy, but they can also fully indulge different aspects of themselves while maintaining their own individuality and adapting themselves into the situation, right? So with that being the case, these people are quite good at going with the flow, and they like to learn new ways of how to go with the flow, and they always see themselves as a person that can roll with the punches and adapt themselves to a situation and not be a person that will hold people back, right? Because they are not so fixed in whatever they're doing. In fact, they aren't fixed at all, and they know how to adapt themselves to any situation that really can come their way. Because in a weird way, and why the universe sort of takes care of these people, is whenever they're actually using their tool of Jupiter and Pisces, they can get as close as they possibly can to subconsciously connecting with the local source of whatever they have going on and get a direct support from this situation, because in a weird way they are giving up their own minds and using the natural tool and information of what surrounds them. They can never be separated from this, because as long as they can find their way back to their natural vibration of genuine fun, lightheartedness, and almost childlike curiosity in a semi-dream-like state or a daydreaming-like state, they'll be able to do damn near anything as long as they know how to get out of their own way, which is what's weird about Jupiter and Pisces, because it's not necessarily that you have to do anything to really achieve and actually apply this energy. You just have to sit back and let it ride out when it finds you. And you'll know when it finds you, especially if you have the signs or if you've been experiencing it in recent memory. You will know exactly what it feels like to just stumble into a situation, to have opportunities present themselves to you, and knowing exactly what you have to do with these opportunities in a weird subconscious way, like you've always known what to do and like it's always been there. This is just a natural intuitive sign that has one foot in and one foot out of the dream world. As long as they can find that right vibe of actually enjoying something and wanting to experience that expansion, they pretty much have limitless opportunities in regards to what they can achieve within this solar system. And if they're really good and they really know how to expand into their dreamlike abilities, they can even step out of the solar system and start extracting experience from all realms of the galaxy or universe, or different verses if they are so inclined. Although, if you are living on Earth and you are actually dipping into these possibilities of what Jupiter and Pisces could be, why are you on Earth? But that's a story for another time. Anyways, guys, to wrap it up and keep it concise, Jupiter and Pisces is a very interesting sign. They really can experience limitless possibilities as long as they know how to dip into these actual experiences and the right feelings and vibrations that promote this energy and natural flow of the primordial waters and universal flow into them, as long as they're expanding into something that's genuinely curious to them and the universe and local spirits approve of their own desires and whatsoever, which will be hard to not get. And on top of that, these people love to expand into the vibes that surround them, as well as the vibes of whatever they find enjoyable, right? These people are very good at finding a way into these experiences, and even if they seem like they won't find a way out, these people will not stop till they find a way out if the universe doesn't hand it to them already. Jupiter in Pisces is a naturally gifted sign when it comes to psychic and intuitive abilities, as well as some artistic things. If they tend to find feelings that they desire in the external realm, if you catch my drift, they will likely dive into that head first and get lost into it if the feeling is so inclined. However, the universe has a way of balancing them out and getting them away from those physical addictions, you could say. But if you guys really enjoy this breakdown and you like how we take an approach to astrology through our storytelling and whatnot, you can like, comment, subscribe. If you want a reading, you can email us at readings@solarsystems.org. If you really like this energy and you really want to support us, you can also follow us on our Instagram, where we post about the alignments every day in the daily through our stories and our reels and short videos that keep you updated on the actual energy that you are experiencing every day. We also show you through these reels what you should do, how you should prepare, and as well as what you should wear. But yeah, that's about it, man. Jupiter and Pisces. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.